Hi everyone, my name is Nitish. Uh, this is my video number 5. Today I'm going to teach pivot table and how to create a dynamic name manager for that pivot table. So first of all, let me tell you how to create a dynamic name manager so that you can use that name manager in your pivot table. Let's say this is your data and let's create a name manager. Formulas, name manager, new. So give name for your name manager. Let's say sales data. Before creating name manager, I will explain you what are the parameters we use for the name manager. So we use basically offset for creating dynamic name manager, and this will be your reference, comma, and here I don't want my range to be just moved here and there. Uh, so I will set the rows and columns to 0. And now when as I told you in my last video, the parameters height and width will be used to create arrays, I mean like name managers. So now we are using the height and width. Height is nothing but your rows, and the width is nothing but your column. Okay. Okay, so let's create name manager offset, and this is my starting. Fix this. This will be 0 0. And next you need to give your height will be this, correct? Freeze this. So for height and width we use count a, because what the count a does is counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So it counts the number of cells which are not empty, and it will select that entire values. Select this, come on. And next is your width. Width is towards your columns, right? So count again, count a, and select this entire array. Close bracket. So here we are getting value because when you want to use this in name manager, then only it works. So normally if you type in Excel sheet, it doesn't work. So let's copy this formula, Control C, and go to our name manager and create and give a name here. Let's say this is sales data, and whatever you have copied, we just paste here. Just type this, give this, click OK. So our new name manager is created. Now just select your name manager and come here and place your cursor here in this under refers to. So here your array should be selected dynamically. So I will explain you the formula how it works once again. So offset, and you are giving your reference as A1. So from A1 you don't want to move towards your row side, that is vertically, and next is horizontally, so that is your column. So I'm just giving 0 comma 0, and next for my height I'm using count a. So count a, what it generally does is it counts the number of non-blank cells. So I have selected this for my array, and next is that is width parameter. For that one, I'm using count A, where it counts the number of non-blank cells, and it is selecting the array dynamically. So let me tell you the advantage of creating this name manager. So your data is up to 25 IDs, and tomorrow, let's say one more record has been added. I'm giving some product 26 and you 300, 200, 600, 700. Okay. Now go to our name manager. Select this. It has moved here. Source data. So count game. Selecting this array. Next count game. So when you select this, whatever record you have added, uh, it will be selected dynamically. The main purpose of using this name manager is when you create a pivot table, every time you have to drag the array, let's say after a monthly refresh, you have got less data, and you have to set it manually every time. And if the data is increased by 200 rows or 100 rows, at that time you have to drag down the entire data. So this is a tedious process and a manual effort. In order to prevent that, we have created the name manager. So now let's create a pivot table. Insert pivot table. I want to create a new worksheet. Okay, and I will drag my product towards my rows, and I drag my Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 towards my values. Since these are values, drag. Let's enlarge this. So now I have added my fields successfully. This is my pivot table, and this is my source data. Let's check our source data. So here we can able to see our source data, and this is our array range. So the data is from A1 to F27, correct? And let's say tomorrow one more record is added, 27. I'll give product number 27. I'll give $400, 500, 600, and 800. Okay. Now come to our pivot table, and if you see your source data, here the array is up to 27. It has not selected the extra row after the monthly refresh or weekly refresh from the database when you pull the data. So we have to enter here manually the 28, correct? And let us add one more record, and now I'm giving this product 28, 500, 600, so random data I'm giving. Okay, come to your pivot table, source data. So every time, instead of doing this manually, now let's use our name manager which we have created. Sales data. This is the name we have created, right? Sales data. Just give the table name, whichever we have created, and click OK. So now, when you select your source data, this name manager, whatever we have created, will select the data dynamically. Are you able to see the tiny ants towards our rows and columns side? Yeah. And all you have to do is just hit refresh button. And every time after monthly refresh, weekly or daily refresh, when the new records get added, automatically the name range will set. Now let me show you if the record get uh, deleted, or after a monthly refresh you have got various records. Now let's go and check whether it is taking that data dynamically or not. Let's change source data. Yeah, it is taking. So this is a use of creating name manager, and you can use it in on your daily reporting, which will be very helpful and time saving process. And for this pivot table you can add slicer as well. Let's select product and drag, select your respective product, and you can just get the data. And here we have different kind of designs you can set it to. I hope you have understood how to create a name manager and use in your pivot tables. And thank you for watching the video. If there are any queries, you can just leave the comments so that I can help you with that. Thank you so much and have a good day, and I will come up with some other Excel function and techniques in my next video. Thank you so much. Have a good day.